Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for our final installment of Basic Economic Concepts. This is part 4 of chapter 3. We will be talking about the poverty problem, redistribution programs, and the concept of encouraging private action. So here we're going to get into a little bit of mix of government here with some public policy. So here we go. All right, poverty problem. So the free market is great at generating wealth, not so great at distributing that wealth evenly. So there's a poverty threshold that we have in this country, and that's an income level below that which is needed to support families or households based on, the average standard of living, what we consider basic necessities. Now, it's interesting to note that this threshold changes over time. It is not static. It does not stay at one level because as our society has increased our wealth, our standard of living has increased. So what used to be considered rich 100 years ago is actually poverty now because of all the new technology we have, if you really think about it. So the poverty threshold does change based on how society's economy changes. Government's role. It provides a means for those below the poverty threshold to make ends meet. The goal is to raise the standard of living. This is accomplished through the welfare system. You have government aid to the poor. This was started in the 1930s with FDR. It was expanded, whoops, I have a typo there, in the 1960s under LBJ. It was reformed in 1996 under President Clinton, where there was a limited time for welfare payments and states were given more freedom to create their own programs to fulfill the federal mandate. So, how do we do this? Well, there's cash transfers and there's in-kind benefits. Cash transfers are direct payments of money by the government to poor, disabled, or retired people. Some examples are TANF, Social Security, and unemployment insurance. There are also in-kind benefits. These are goods and services provided for free or at greatly reduced prices. Food stamps or subsidized housing are prime examples of those kinds of benefits. There's also medical benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, and we have education. Education is a redistribution program. All right, K through 12 is free. Pre-K in many cases is now free, aid for children with disabilities, and there are also student loans and grants that are need-based for people who want to go to college but can't afford to go on their own. So, how do we encourage private action? We have tax deductions for charitable donations, which encourages people to donate to charities. There are grants to nonprofit organizations that provide social services. And President Bush initiated this faith-based initiative. This was money given to religious organizations to provide social services to their local communities. There was a bit of a back and forth about this one with the debate over, well, separation of church and state, giving money to religious organizations, is that okay? But it did go through, and it is still in play last time I checked. So it seems to be doing its thing. That is the end of Unit 1. You better get ready for that test that's coming. The one thing I do want to add before we go is that we will be discussing the economic benefits and disadvantages of these programs, but I wanted to introduce you to the concepts now, and in the future we will discuss these in greater depth. I hope you learned what you needed to. Hope you enjoyed Unit 1, and I will see y'all for Supply and Demand.